Hey guys, Chris here. Have you ever imagined taking the Captain Morgan stance on top of a mountain peak that you've recently ascended? And for those of you who don't know the Captain Morgan stance, thank you for watching. If not, allow me to persuade your decision to go backpacking. First, let's start out by talking about why you should do it. Well, it's a great way to bond with your friends and your family. It's a great form of exercise. All the inclination, the declination, you're really getting a full body workout, mentally, physically, cardiovascularly, which is important nowadays because America's #1 in cardiovascular disease. There's no citation on that. That's just, the views and the moments that you will experience while backpacking are completely priceless. You can't put a price tag on it. You might spend money on your food or your drinks, or anything else, supplies that you'll need to go backpacking, tents, backpacks, boots, socks, but that's priceless. By the end of the trip, you'll have a lifetime of memories that you'll never want to forget. It's great, and it's another great way to bond with the outdoors. It's the simple life. But here's one thing to talk about. According to the Outdoor Industry Association, outdoor recreation supports 6.5 million jobs and $646 billion annually. That's great. Considering our economy's not the greatest, that's a step. That's a step to creating a better economy. And the more people we get interested in outdoor recreation, not just backpacking solely, but outdoor recreation, that's going to help our economy out by getting more people involved. Next, let's talk about what you should bring while backpacking. Well, your backpack, a good pair of hiking boots or shoes, depending on how long you're going to be hiking for. As far as water goes, you'll want to have probably 64 ounces of water to make sure you're staying hydrated, because you're going to be perspiring a lot. And you're going to want to find a way to replenish those so you don't have heat exhaustion, heat stroke, any of that. And food-wise, you want to have something with a high-calorie, high-carb intake, either that being Chewy bars, granola bars, Cliff bars, anything with the high carbs or calories, because you're going to be using a lot of energy, and you're going to want to need a way to replenish those, so you don't want to pass out in the middle of a trail. What we can talk about also is the amount of participants annually that has been reported. So let's talk about this. The Outdoor Foundation, this is a report done in 2009. It was the most recent one I could find. According to theirs, about 57% of males and 43% of females, for a total of 135.9 million participants in 2009 in outdoor recreation sports. Now, you can give or take, because not everything you do is recorded and not everybody knows. But to talk about age brackets, ages 6 through 12, there's about 17.4 million participants. Ages 13 through 17, 13.6 million participants. For ages 18 through 24, there's about 15.4 million participants. And for ages 25 through 44, 43.8 million participants. And ages 45 and up, it's about 45.7 million participants. Of course, this is done in 2009. By 2014, those numbers could have either risen or fallen. I haven't been able to find a graph yet, but when I do, I would like to know personally. So next, let's talk about places you can go. Places you can go locally are local battlefields. Kernstown Battlefield, 3rd Battle, Winchester. Just if those are short day trails where you can just walk around and get some views in, if it's a nice day. Another place you can go is out in Clark County. It's called Bear's Den. If you want to start at the bottom part of the parking lot, it's maybe a little over a mile. It's not a big hike, but it's a good view from the top, over by Mount Weather. So be careful on how far you go up. Another place you can go is directly on the Appalachian Trail, or Appalachian Trail. It just depends on where you're from. I've always heard it Appalachian. It's roughly about 2,200 miles, so I don't expect you guys to go out on your first time and do that. It takes about 6 months. So if you're ever deciding on doing that in the future, you want to prepare for that mentally and physically very well, because it's a very demanding hike. Skyline Drive, for example, is a great hike, and this book here, it shows you all kinds of trails, and I got maps. If anybody is ever interested in hiking, let me know. I have maps they could borrow, books on trails. But overall, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch my video. I really hope you guys learned something. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. And if you learned something today and hopefully you make that decision to try backpacking if you already haven't, go do it. Help yourself. It's priceless. Everything about it is great. And if you learn something, teach somebody. Don't just keep it to yourself, because the more we learn, the more we want to help people. And overall, I believe that the more people we get involved in this, maybe you could see health reports getting better. You could see our economy boost. Those are just the small things. But at the end of the day, it's what you see when you're hiking that you'll never forget it. So thanks for watching.